Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager 23 on the PS5. Tonight it's round 4 of Season 3 and we are heading to Baku for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. So fingers crossed we'll actually have a nice, clean, easy, smooth stream tonight. We've had some internet issues over the last couple of nights that have been a bit disruptive. Fingers crossed everything will be good tonight. How you doing, Mr. Otter? Good to see you. Right, Baku, sprint weekend, and a weekend when we are going to have a lot of upgrades on the car. We've got 25 days until the Grand Prix weekend, so let's waste no time and get moving on accelerating time for these upgrades ASAP. There is the chassis. Let's start making those. Let's see. We want ideally 3 of these, but I'll take 2. Actually, if we rush, it's a little bit more expensive, but we're good with the cost cap so far, so yeah, let's do that. Okay, that project is underway. We still got access to the enhanced efforts of the design center, so we're going to take advantage of that and throw another project straight in there. We don't have a new front wing project yet. We are still a month away from a new ATR period, so how much money have we got? Oh, we haven't got enough money. Damn it. Okay. We can't. As much as I want to, we don't have the money. Knackers. Alright. Got to prioritise the parts that are coming in over creating more designs. Let's get these underfloors up and running. We can get 3 underfloors, so we'll have 2 for the Grand Prix and then 1 on the day of the sprint will be a spare. That will come in at just the right time. So let's go ahead and start making those. This is going to leave us with only 1.3 mil left. We've got rear wings and side pods still to come. Over the 2, I'm going to prioritise the rear wing, I think. Depends how expensive the side pods are going to be to manufacture. We can get away with just 2 of those. And we've lost the design center improvement now. It's back to usual. Well, that's fair enough. We got some good use out of it. Oh, end of the month, and now we've got some money. Of course, I should have thought about that. Never mind. Right, let's see. Monthly figures for March 2025 are complete. We'll check in with that in a moment. Board confidence, they have high confidence, as they should, considering the start we've had. Driver development, here we go. Let's see, an improvement in accuracy for both drivers. Ocon's accuracy is up to 97, that is awesome. Lando's is up to 87, and Felipe improves his smoothness by a point as well. Right, let's work on the pit crew, so let's clear that out. We want to look at cumulative. Okay, so let's start with speed training. Our chances of mistake is still really low. It's only 7%. So we can afford to neglect that a little bit for the sake of really working on our speed. Car building is pretty good as well at 71%, so again we can neglect that a little bit more as well. Right, let's give them a couple of days off just to help bring that fatigue back down again. So we're still in excellent shape going into the race, and we'll be fractionally quicker there, so we need to continue pumping in more gym training. Yeah, still fine. go. And now we're getting to a point where we need to start being a little more careful. Let's try one more day. And we can just about get away with that. Okay, so now we need to bring the fatigue back down again for the next event. And we can maybe throw in one day. Or maybe not even a full day. Maybe only half a day. Yeah, only half a day. There we go. So we'll end up with a nice little bit of improvement in pit stop speed at both of those two stops. Hopefully our chances of making a mistake won't go up too much. And then after that, let's give them a day of rest, and then we'll start throwing in a little bit of balanced training there. Evening, John. So there we go. That is our schedule for April. There we go. Right, back to the inbox. March in Formula One. Ferrari have got new side pods. And Haas are going great, apparently. Okay. We won't be finishing this championship at the bottom of the grid. That apparently is going great for Haas. They're not quite bottom. Where are they, actually? The 7th. They've got 5 points. Yeah, I suppose that's not too bad. We currently sit in 2nd, as you can see. Only 4 points clear of Alpine, who were mighty in Melbourne. Okay, so let's advance time for the next design. There we go, it's the side pods. So now we should be able to get these on the car, and on top of that, the new rear wings that are coming as well. In fact, let's go ahead and just make I'm not going to make any more side pods for a while, I think. This is my 2nd side pod, so actually no, there is going to be a new side pod after this. So we don't want to go too crazy on some of these spare parts. Let me check as well, actually, what I've actually still got in stock. Chassis we're replacing. Front wings, I've got 4 of those. Rear wings about to be replaced. Side pods about to be replaced. Underfloors being replaced now. Suspension we could do with an extra suspension or 2. I've only got the 1 slot left, and I'm going to need that for the rear wings, aren't I? Yeah. Okay, so just have to be hopeful that we don't do any serious side suspension damage. Oh, we're going to factory fire. No. God damn it. It's going to shut the factory down. All those parts we're building aren't going to be ready in time. Ah. God damn it. I was going to have all those upgrades for the car, and now we haven't got any of them. Because they're not going to be ready in time. There, see, shut down for the next 12 days. So by the time that reopens, the Grand Prix will have been and gone. So we're looking at what, 24, 28 and 29 days. Let's see, when is the next Grand Prix? After Baku. Okay, I'm not going to get them for Miami either, so I'm going to have them all for Imola. Oh man, we've got to go 2 more Grand Prix weekends without the parts. That sucks. That royally sucks. So we may as well start work on a front wing project now then. Because, you know, what else can we do? I still can't afford to go intense on the front wing. Alright, let's build a new suspension then. So, let's see. What are the areas that we really need to work on? Brake cooling would be nice. That's going to be done. Acceleration. We need to work on acceleration. Take a little bit off the low speed because that'll help with the acceleration. A little bit too much. And let's take some life out of the suspension design. Alright, I think if we go with that, yeah, I'm going to go with that. Okay, so let's go. Get these from Monaco. That would be good. Let's go with 5 engineers on that. Okay, we've got 2.5 mil left, and we don't need to spend it on parts because we can't build anything for the next fortnight. So let's take a look at some facilities that we could maybe do some work on. Really need to get that refurbed. We can afford to, so let's get that refurbed. There we go. That's left us with practically no money, but we've got no money that we need to spend on anything for a while. Don't need to worry about these. They're all fine. Those are all maxed. So, I can't believe we've got no new parts. I'm so disappointed by that. Alright, regulation change for next season. Major technical regulation changes. So it's, oh wow, look at this. It's going to be either a complete speed reduction overhaul, so drag reduction is going to suffer massively, and then everything else will take a 50%. Let's see, it's high speed, airflow sensitivity, drag reduction will take a 70% hit. Everything else will take a 50, or it's 55s and 65s. Oh man. Cardblade's looking really strong. That's good. Right, what about Dirk? He's not looking quite so good. We were looking at a couple of other people, weren't we? Aero. So we looked at Tondi. He's very expensive to buy out. We're scouting Ian Gregg, but I don't think he's going to be an improvement. Murphy would be available. And he would be better. He wouldn't be Tondi level better, but he would be better. And he wouldn't be too expensive to buy out. So I'm going to make my decision based on us signing Jared Murphy for next season. He would be better at low speed, medium speed, high speed, which is particularly important. DRS, which is going to be important. Drag reduction is the same. Airflow is about the same. It's not that much of a big improvement if it's just really the DRS. He's up by 6 points there. He's down a point. He's not that much better. Maybe we just bite the bullet and we try and sign Tondi at the end of the season. I mean, it's going to cost us a fortune. Not just in wages, but the buyout fee as well is going to be horrendous. Or maybe we just stick with Dirk. I don't think there's any real improvements out there. So, alright, so if we base our decision on Dirk's abilities then, so let's see. Drag reduction is pretty strong. High speed is relatively strong. Airflow management and sensitivity is relatively strong. Let's go for the complete speed reduction. That's going to be huge changes. The grid is going to be so different next season because that's percentages of our current skill level. So the higher the skill, the bigger the reduction. The lower the skill, the less you're losing. Even though you're losing 50%, you're not losing as much in relation to your opponents if you're down near the bottom with low stats. So this is going to make the grid so close next season. We could see a huge shake-up in grid order next year. Right, the rear wing is done, but we can't build it. Not unless we emergency, which I am not doing. So, I wonder. Do I even have enough underfloors available? I don't think I made one yet. Oh no, I just thought. We've got a missing underfloor here. I've still got one of the older ones. Okay, so I'm going to have to drop Ocon onto a previous spec of underfloor. It's not a massive loss, as you can see. He'll lose quite a bit of downforce, a little bit of top speed and acceleration, and gain a little bit of extra weight. It's not massive changes. Luckily, he's only going back to a slightly slower step. But if he was going from underfloor 3 to underfloor 2, that would be a big step. So, yeah, okay, that's unfortunate, but can't really do much about that. We're all good on parts here. Okay. We've got some scout results back. Lauren Mekis, who will be in real life taking over AlphaTauri next season, or whatever they're going to be called. Oh, and he is so much better than Alan. What's his contract status like? A little expensive. And who else will be scouting? Ian Gregg. Let's take a look at Ian Gregg. Oh, he's out of contract at the end of the year. DRS is good. He's down a couple of points in cooling, in downforce. He's down a lot in drag reduction. Yeah. Not someone we're going to be looking to sign, but at least we've got some information about him. We've got 2 scouts available again now, or 3 scouts. No, we're scouting a driver still. Scouting Max. Right, let's scout Charles, because I want to see the difference in their stats between the 2 Rebel drivers, and also how much the difference is in their pay as well. Kind of want to see what Fernando's stats have dropped to. Oh, we've actually got the basics already, haven't we? 87, 89. I mean, he still looks good. It's just not good enough to be in the top class anymore. Alright. Let's take a look at some drivers a little bit further down. Scout Ollie Behrman. Low stock in chassis. Yeah, I know about that. Oh, yeah, I only got one spare underfloor. That's not good. But can't do anything about it. We can't build any parts. The worst timed fire possible. Oh, here we go. We've got research is open, so we've now got results of the major technical reg changes for next season. Let's see. We're going with major speed changes. So we voted against this one. We went for the slightly more extreme speed change, which would have had less an effect on other areas of the car. And yeah, we lost that vote 4-6. So Red Bull, Williams, and Alfa Romeo voted with us. Everyone voted for the slightly different changes, as you can see. It's still going to have a massive impact on next season, though. Alright, factory's back open with 1 day to go on the Grand Prix. Well, at least we can start work on those rear wings. So let's go to manufacturing. Let's go rear wings. I might only be able to afford one here. Yeah, I can only afford one at the moment. But that's fine, we can add to that once we get back from the Grand Prix. So let's go ahead and start manufacturing those. So we can take the rear wings to Miami, and then everything else will go to Imola. Right. Time to set our performance targets. I am a little nervous to see just how much we've been left behind here thanks to that fire. That's not good, is it? Oh, wow. Oh, hang on. Ocon's got the slightly worse parts. It's still not great. Yeah, some teams have broad upgrades. We are slipping in terms of speed, acceleration, DRS, downforce. Everything is slightly worse than it was at Melbourne. This is going to be a difficult race weekend, but Baku has a chance of safety cars, and we can maybe capitalise on that. Let's be very conservative with our targets, given that, you know, we had 4 sets of upgrades that were supposed to be coming here, and none of them are coming. So we're going to be left behind a little. Both cars into Q2, yes. I'm going to go both cars into top 12, because I think we might get knocked out with at least one car. 12th I think we should be able to achieve. So just one car into Q3. Finish position, yes. Fastest lap, I don't think we'll get it. And the quali streak's 2 in the top 14. It's a very conservative one. That should be fine. And finish position streak 1 in the top 14. That'll be easy to do. So, targets are set. Let's go to Azerbaijan.
Greetings from Azerbaijan, where we're back in the country's capital. Well, it's not every weekend that Formula One arrives at a UNESCO World Heritage Site, but arrive here we have. Drivers will race around the historic streets of Baku, which includes the race calendar's tightest corner, beneath a medieval fortress wall. Drivers will be battling it out on the streets of the Baku city circuit, a real contradiction of a track. From the long main straight, where the less drag the better, to the tight turns where downforce is a necessity. Teams are going to have to work hard to get that balance right.
It's not a usual F1 weekend though, with qualifying brought forward to make way for an all-out sprint race which will decide the grid for the Grand Prix.
There's nothing like a race weekend in Formula One.
Okay then, weather's going to be fine for this Grand Prix weekend, so I'm going to worry about rain. Let's start getting the cars set up. We're still on starting parts here, I believe. Yeah, although Norris's car has taken a bit of a whack. Right, fuel for Baku is 15 laps for a run. We'll be, as always, calling them in a little bit sooner than that. We're going to go with medium tyres for the first session. And we'll save the hards for second practice after sprint quali. Car setup. Right, lots to choose from in the book now. Let's see. Let's go with a 2, 10, a 2.8, a 2.9, and a 0.95. So that's Ocon's starting setup. Now for Norris. Only the gearbox has really taken a whack. That's okay. Again, 15 laps. We'll drop the pace down. Before I forget, let's put him on mediums. There we go. And I'll go with which setup do I want to go with? Let's go with a 2, 10.5, a 3.7, a 2.85, and a 0.7. There we go. Let's try that. Alright, we're off to Azerbaijan for practice.
And radio check when you can.
Yeah, all good.
Copy, loud and clear.
Radio check.
Yep, that's loud and clear.
There we go. Right. I saw something that made me chuckle today on Twitter. An interview that Yuki Tsunoda did where he said that he would love to be Verstappen's teammate and drive that second Red Bull.
I lost drive or something.
And he said he didn't think he was that far off Max,
We'll come
which
back to you.
just made me absolutely burst out laughing when I read that. With the best will in the world, Yuki has improved a lot, but he is nowhere near on Max's level. He would get obliterated if he was Max's teammate. I mean, I applaud his confidence, his self-confidence. You know, it's a far cry from last season when towards the end of the season, in his rookie season, when he got his contract renewed, he said, "I'm surprised they re-signed me because I keep crashing the car." Yeah, he's kind of turned his mindset around, but Jesus, thinks he could challenge Max. Oh man, oh the chat was not loading up again. So I've just reloaded the chat and there's a whole load of messages I didn't see. Let's see, we've got Ruben is in the chat now. Marcel is here as well. Squiggly Spaghettios, welcome. Turf is here. John says, starting to become a regular now, I'm pulling him away from the big streams. I've noticed that you've been popping in the chat a lot more. It's good to see you every time you come in. I hope you enjoy the races. Ruben says, thanks to me, he bought the new F1 game. Yeah, I get that a lot. You know, whenever I start streaming games, I tend to get quite a few messages saying, saw you playing this, decided to buy it myself. As long as you enjoy it. I mean, like I said, I play these games because I enjoy them, and I stream them because I want to show you guys how much fun I have playing the game and what I think of it, and if anyone else, and give you guys a chance to see it in action as well, if you're on the fence about games like this. And that's it. That's the only reason I do it. I don't do it to make money. I don't do it for clout or fame or anything like that. No, this is just me having a little bit of fun and hopefully giving you a window into how the game works to help give you an informed decision if you're considering the game. So yeah, I'm glad I'm of use in that respect for you, and I hope you enjoy the game as much as I do. So it says, just did a Williams save and got points for both Albon and Sargent, and scouted O'Sullivan, Browning, Colapinto and Flörsch. Of those four, who is easier to develop? I don't know, I haven't signed any of those guys before, so I couldn't tell you. Steve is here, welcome Steve, and Harmony, long time no see. Welcome back.
I need some feedback.
All good.
Okay, understood.
Alright, 79% is not good.
Tires behaving.
Got a lot of work to do on that one.
Copy that.
Need to get some feedback from Norris quickly as well here.
Switch on pit lane speed, sir.
Evening, Andy.
And we're boxing now. Stop in front of the garage.
You just picked it up. Is it still on sale? I didn't know if it was still on sale or not. I know it's still 40% off on Steam at the moment, and the deluxe edition was on sale on the PlayStation Network for a while, but I assumed it had probably finished by now. Right, we need to change the rear wing. I'm going to go with a 10.5. Braking stability needs to change. That's going to have to come down, I would imagine. Let's go with the 3.7. This is the setup that we just put on Norris's car, that we're going to try here. So that becomes a 2.85 and a 0.7. It's not quite enough change. Let's try a 2.5 and a 2.8. Yeah, let's try that. It's not quite there, I don't think. Maybe that might be a bit better. We'll try that. I'm a little concerned about that actually as well. Do I have a 2.7? No. That might be a bit too much. Let's go back to a 2. Push that to a 2.8 again. Yeah, I feel a bit more comfortable with that. Let's go with that. Still waiting on feedback from Lando. And there it is.
Update when you can.
82%, so work needed on Lando's car as well. As always with a sprint weekend, we are very pushed for time to get the setups nailed as quickly as possible. And I'm going to drop the rear wing down to a 10. So, looks... we might have got the right setups, but on the wrong cars. Let's see, how can I adjust this one? I'm going to go with a 1.5, a 10, a 2.8, a 3.05, and a 1. That's a little close. Okay, let's go to a 3 and a 1. Yeah, let's go with that. Ocon's back out again. There goes Norris. Oh, it's a standard edition that you got, was it? Okay, yeah. 29 quid's a good deal for this game. And, you know, the deluxe upgrade, I mean, it gives you some really good scenarios, but it's not essential. It's not a necessary purchase. It's just if you want that little bit of extra, you know, one-off racing rather than, you know, a career. But you're going to spend the vast majority of your time doing this. So, yeah, £29, bargain. Well worth the money for that.
How's the balance? How's balance?
97%. We almost got it. Which circuit do you feel is best suited for the car? None of them at the moment, because our car is
Use the pit limiter in the pit lane.
missing upgrades. We were supposed to bring 4 upgrades to this circuit, and then we had a factory fire, and now we're not going to bring any upgrades to this circuit. Which isn't good. So we're lacking all over the place at the moment. Hopefully we can turn it around at the next Grand Prix. I'm going to go with that, just see if that works. But yeah, at the moment our car isn't really suited to any circuit. We are very, very average in terms of downforce. Well, very average in terms of speed, below average in terms of downforce. We were supposed to bring a new rear wing, which would have been really useful here, as well as a new underfloor, new side pods, and a new chassis. And like I said, the rear wings we can get now, we can get those out in time for Miami, which is the next race. The rest of the parts we won't get now till Imola. They just won't be ready in time. That's what happens when you lose 2 weeks worth of manufacturing due to a fire. Alright, come on Norris, give me that feedback. Did I get you right?
Any feedback on the car?
Very nearly.
Yeah, awesome job.
Copy.
Land F lane.
Keep the meter on and keep the meter on. And stop on the marks.
And you just saw Ocon disappearing around the corner in front of us there, exiting the pits. Alright, it's the front wing, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to go with a 2. So pull that back to there. Pull that back 1 as well. That should hopefully be it. Of course, we're not going to find out until we've actually done a lap in qualifying, because we won't get full feedback on these runs, but at least we might get some partial feedback, which will give us a good indication as to whether we've got it right or not. Whoa, Schumacher is top of the timing. And that's a time that is faster than Russell. Wow. Williams came to play. That must be a slipstream boosted time, given the distance in lap time to Sonoda.
Okay, that's the checkered flag. Well done.
And the race weekend continues. Here we are now at qualifying.
As usual, drivers have 3 paths to qualify for their grid position. Unlike a regular qualifying, however, today will set the grid for the upcoming sprint.
Esteban Ocon there, Karun. What's the feeling around him at the moment?
They weren't as quick as I expected them to be in practice. They'll want to land better lap times than that today to earn a solid position on the starting grid.
So get yourselves comfortable. It's going to be quite the ride.
Right. Partial feedback. Was it good or not? Unsure. Everything else is good though, so I'm hopeful we went the right way on the front wing there. Find out in a moment. What about Lando? I did overcorrect that a bit. I thought I might have done. So that should be good. Let's give him a new gearbox for this weekend, because 26% is quite a big acceleration loss, especially when you consider there's a lot of heavy acceleration out of a lot of very slow, low-speed corners. So he's going to need that every bit of acceleration he can get from a car that isn't that good here. And I'm going to go with 2 flying laps right from the off. I don't trust our ability to get through on just 1 lap. We can always abort the second lap if necessary. Do I think I can make it out of Q1? Yes. I don't think I can make it out of Q2 with both cars. I might not make it out with either car.
Track should be green now.
Try to work on the front tires.
Confirm.
You can bring the tyre in. Probably.
So Norris had some issues trying to qualify in the last Grand Prix. Hopefully he'll be a little bit more on it this weekend. See just how quick Schumacher can be. I still say that had to be a hell of a slipstream for him to set the time that put him at the top of the leaderboard like that, faster than Russell. Cars that are going to be quicker than us. It's going to be most of them this weekend. Mercedes, Alpine, Red Bull, probably Ferrari.
And track is clear, track clear.
I think we'll be fighting with the Haas cars,
Off.
potentially, or the Williams cars. I don't think we'll be challenging for the podium tonight without some serious safety car intervention to help us out. Really counting on those upgrades for this weekend. Please don't get held up. Please don't get held up. Yeah, he got held up a little bit. Well, this is why we're doing 2 flying laps. You're reinstalling Flight Sim. Yeah, big old game that. Right, it's a solid opening lap for Norris. Ocon, we know he got held up in the first sector. He's slightly slower than Norris in the middle. Norris has got the most up-to-date parts. Ocon, obviously, we're running with a slightly older underfloor because we don't have the new one that he was supposed to be running, and we ran out of the current spec, so we couldn't replace the one that wore out. So we had to go back to the one from the very, very beginning of the calendar year, when we built the car for the first time. Evening, Barrett. So Ocon will be a little bit slower than Norris. Let's see, he did a 1:43.007 against the 1:42.3. Oh wow, that's a huge difference. 7/10. Now we can attribute some of that to the lack of speed from the underfloor, but a big chunk of that I think is going to be being held up in coming out of turn 2 by Magnussen. Was it Magnussen or was it Stroll? No, it's Stroll. Okay, the Alpha is on its outlap. That's going to get in our way, so we're not going to call in. We are going to take manual control so that we go a little bit faster and we overtake. There we go. I'm okay being behind the Alpine. That's going to give us a nice slipstream.
And track is clear, track clear. Mode push for last corner, mode push. Time to push on these tires.
Copy.
Stroll is going to get a slipstream off us on this back straight here. Oh yeah, I can well imagine that the DLCs take up a huge amount of storage as well, Mr. Otter. When you said it was only 129, I thought that seems a little small. Alright, Ocon's got some traffic in front. Hopefully this Alfa Tauri of Doohan will get out of the way for us. Yes, he does, thank you. So we've got an improvement in Sector 1, that's good. No improvement for Norris. The dirty air from the back of that Alpine is probably hurting us more than it's helping us. But on the back of the lap, the slipstream should be very good from about this point onwards. If we're close enough to get it. See, Stroll went fastest, partly, no doubt, down to getting a toe off the back of Ocon on the end of the lap there. Norris has improved in the middle sector, so has Ocon. I think we might be just about close enough to pick up a very distant toe. We've got a yellow flag. Oh, we've got a red flag.
And
damn
red
it.
Flag, red flag.
Oh, that's come at just the worst time. we just basically wasted a load of
Now
laps
with
on
the
those
Haas.
tyres. And we're still going to have to...
Just
oh,
flies
big
into
shunt.
that crash. Well, they may have been keen to leave their mark, but I think that was a little too literal.
That's
Don't
some
you?
big powertrain damage, broken rear wing, some other little bits and bobs. No doubt. Suspension, chassis, they probably took a big whack as well. That car is out. Right, we might have to run Ocon again. Hopefully we don't. Let's queue him back up. Norris should be fine, I think. But Ocon, yeah, he's probably going to have to run again. Stream seems to be running fine for tonight so far, says Mr. Water. Well, thanks for jinxing it. Don't forget, it was fine until about 10 o'clock-ish last night. So, you know, we've still got another hour or so of no problems at all before it might potentially start getting a bit squiffy. Right, everybody is flooding out. And I do mean everybody. Look at this, the whole grid's going out. Right, now I'm going to send out Ocon. I'm also running this at just 720p and 60 frames per second tonight rather than 1080. Again, hopefully that will reduce bandwidth issues, and you know, if it does get a little bit, you know, iffy later, it might stop it from crashing altogether like it did last night. So picture quality not quite as good tonight as it normally is, but sacrifice I think is worth making. Right, what's Ocon's confidence level at? Oh, terrible, because of course it's a restarted session. Okay, so I'm glad we are doing 2 laps of fuel here. That's why I created a big gap between us and the last of the cars in that train, because you know we'll have a little bit of traffic on our on our cool down lap, but I want the other cars to sit in the garage for a bit and try and get clean air on the second flying lap before they go back out for another run. So I'm hoping that we won't trip over anybody, and they might trip over us on our cool down lap. Right, no improvement in first. Yeah, we've already used up, I think, probably the best of these tyres, but we should still be able to get an improvement out of this this set. Just hope it's going to be enough. Schumacher's about the same pace as us, so that's pretty fast. We would have gone faster with Norris, and we would have been way faster and safe with Ocon had we actually been able to complete those flying laps that we were so close to completing before the red flag came out. We were literally just meters away from the line. It's no improvement at all from Ocon here. This is not good. Zero improvement. Take manual control and we'll see what the tyres are at. 86%. They should be okay. Evening, Bakir. And it's situations like this where the lack of live timings or live split times really hurts us, because if we start improving on the next lap, that's great. We're improving, but we don't know how much by. And if it's not by enough for me to feel safe, then I could have bought the lap and come in. But as it is, I'll just see, oh, we're going faster. That's all we'll know until we cross the line. It's not good enough. Needs to be implemented into next year's game. Should have been implemented into this one.
And overtake is available.
Yeah, copy.
Right, so do or die time. Okay. Need to see some improvement now, please, Esteban. What's happened to Farah? I don't know. Although, when the stream crashed for the first time on Wednesday, I messaged, the group to say, is the stream offline? And he replied many, many hours later, like 4 in the morning, saying that he didn't know he had to disappear because of real-world issues. So maybe it's just hasn't got much free time at the moment. He might be popping in a bit later. Oh, god damn it! Ah, that lift has killed us. We're not improving. Right, if we are very lucky, I might be able to turn this car around. I don't think I'm going to be able to. We're going to keep getting pulled over for cars that are coming through. Oh, there's another red flag. Oh, that saved us. That red flag has saved us. There will not be enough time for a restart. No one on the lap will be able to finish it. Sights is out. So he will not take part in the next session. And Gasly, Magnussen, Zhou and Ricciardo will not have the opportunity to improve. And we just sneaked through by the skin of our teeth. Woo! That was very lucky. Right. Let's put the old tyres on. 2 flying laps. Car confidence was 2.5. Okay, we're going to knock that back. Going to hurt us in other areas, but hopefully that will improve us. We can always readjust the front wing if we need to. We did get Norris absolutely bang on. We're going to go 2 flying laps on those tyres. Send out Ocon first.
Track should be green.
So Ocon is not going to be quick on these laps, but he should at least gain some confidence from the very first lap, even if he doesn't improve it on the second. And then we can go again at the end of the session with newer tyres to improve his position, because he will be at risk, I think. Norris should be able to set 2 decent lap times and hopefully get through on this 2-lap run. But yeah, Esteban, we are going to have to run again at the end of the session, I think, because these tyres are down 20% already. Alright, here we go then. Winding up for the first flying lap.
And track is now clear.
Track is clear.
At least we're not going to have any traffic issues with either of our drivers on this first run.
For last corner.
Just see a very blurry Norris in the background there. Max will probably end up getting a toe off Ocon at the end of the lap here, which will make him pretty much guaranteed to get pole. But pole doesn't count in this session, it's the next one. And we're not going to be challenging for that as it is, so... Oh yeah, Max is within a second of us now, I think. Alright, so what did Ocon do on his first lap? A 1:43.2. Norris did a 1:43.0. Okay, so there's only 0.2 difference between the two. Hopefully we'll see an improvement on the next lap for both drivers. Ocon's got better confidence now going into this second flying lap, so his stats are looking a little bit healthier. Same for Norris. But yeah, Max's time way ahead of everybody else's. That will be the very nice toe he got from Ocon's car there. I don't think anyone's going to get close to that without a slipstream of their own. Oh, we're slower than doing. Oh, that is a that's a slap in the face. Alright, let's see a good second lap now, please, lads. Don't want to be out-qualified by the slowest car on the grid. That's just embarrassing.
Shouldn't be anyone in front that will back you up.
Watch for traffic. Tires button off for last corner.
Wow, slow lap for Yuki. Mr. I could compete with Max if we had equal machinery. Sonoda. Oh dear. Alright, are we going to get an improvement in the first sector? Yes, good. Right, Norris up next. Well, that's an improvement for him too. This is good. I'd like to see this. second split. And it's another improvement again. Don't know how much, but it's an improvement. So that's good because he's in the drop zone at the moment. What about Norris? Also improving. And now the sprint for the line. And it is an improvement, but not a big one for Ocon there. Only found, what, maybe a tenth and a bit. Big improvement in terms of position, but only found a tenth and a bit for Norris as well. So both of them are going to need a run on new tyres.
So at the moment you are P5. So that's a good lap time.
Try to time them for a slipstream. I can't. The car is so bad in dirty air that it's just going to punish us for the first two sectors, and I don't think we'll make up enough time in the final sector to overcompensate for that. Much easier for us to set a lap in clean air. Like I said, this car is missing 4 upgrades that were supposed to be on it for this race. We don't have the time for 2 laps. Well, hopefully one will be enough. Okay, so we're going to ride with Ocon because he is the one at risk. What happened to the upgrades? We had a factory fire right as we just started manufacturing, so we lost 12 days of manufacturing time, which means we won't have them until, well, for the most part, we'll have the rear wings for Miami, which is the next race, but the side pods, the chassis and the underfloor won't be ready until Imola. If we're lucky, we might be able to deck out one car with the parts, but I think it might be safe to just wait now until Imola. We'll see. We'll see how bad we do in this Grand Prix. Got a Mercedes about to come through. Yellow flag, don't be red. Oh, shit.
Red flag.
Who's crashed now?
Now we should be able to take a look here.
It didn't show us the replay. Norris has a penalty. Oh, that's a 3-place penalty carried over from the last race. Doohan crashed. So Doohan sneaks through into the top 10. Will not take part in the top 10. So he will qualify in 10th. Although actually, depending on where we qualify, he still might out-qualify us. Oh no, yeah, Yuki's got a penalty as well. Ocon is out. I did think we would struggle to get both cars into Q3. We did manage to get one through. But that is yet another red flag. You said it was Sainz. I don't think it was Sainz. I think Sainz crashed in practice 1. In quali 1, didn't he? That's not going to show us the results because quali's not over yet. Who was it who crashed in Quali 1 then, if it wasn't Sainz? Yeah, it was Stewart who crashed on that red flag, because Sainz was the one who ended the first session. I'm sure of it. A little bit of extra rubber on the track, try and see if that helps us.
You need to learn the gears.
Confirm.
Alright, we've got 2 laps for Norris here to see how high we can qualify, and then we've got a 3-place penalty for the collision in Melbourne to be applied. Now Yuki has a penalty as well, and I think that is also a 3-place penalty. So ideally we'd like to out-qualify Tsunoda. If I can get up to 6th, then we can stay ahead of Doohan. I just don't want to be out-qualified by Doohan. AlphaTauri have obviously brought some upgrades and put them all on Doohan's car. But he might have been lucky with a slipstream as well to have managed to get into the top 10 like that. But it's the first time I've had a red flag in Q1 and in Q2 as well. I just hope there isn't one in Q3.
Off for last corner.
Need to get a lap time in. I'd like to get 2 quick lap times in, ideally. We're going to have the whole circuit to ourselves here. So a solid lap here, please, Lando, just in case there's a red flag in this session as well. Can I take screenshots? Yes. Right. Set a personal best in the first sector, which means absolutely nothing because it's the first time we've run through the first sector. This is what I mean about live timings being needed, because this tells us absolutely nothing. The only way it would be good was if it was purple, which obviously it's not. What we know is that we're setting personal best, but as I say, it's our first flying lap, so it can only be a personal best or a purple sector. So, yay, we're doing well, but are we really? We'll find out when we cross the line, I suppose. And it's 5th. Ooh, that's not bad. Right. A 142.5 And we are very close to Russell and very close to Bottas just behind us. Interesting. Right, so let's see. We've got a Ferrari coming up behind us. Don't want to give it a slipstream. That is Perez. He's the only Ferrari still in. So what I'm probably going to do is take manual control just to pull a little bit more of a gap so that he can't get a slipstream off the back of us. But that's a solid first attempt. Only half a second off Max. And now we've got a nice big gap to Perez. So he will not be slipstreaming us.
So increase pushing status.
And now let's see if we can improve on this lap. Let's see, what's our confidence level looking like? Not great. I'm not going to have traffic issues. Everyone who is going to be out is out now. We may possibly catch Albon and Porsche, actually. I think they're the two that are in front of us. No, that's not a Williams, that's an Alpine. Yeah, Porsche and Albon, yeah. Yeah, we may possibly catch them, but hopefully if we do catch them, it'll be at the end of the lap. Well, they'll pull out the way and we won't get held up. Right, first sector coming up. No improvement. That's a shame. Right, middle sector. Red Bull's looking very quick. There's 14 thousandths of a second between the two of them. Second split time coming up. Still no improvement. Need a mighty final sector if we're going to improve. Albon goes to 7th. Porsche stays in 9th. Not a good lap for Porsche. He will be slow in the race if that's a true indication of his pace, because he was in clean air. And no improvement for Norris. But 5th is good. That's better than I was expecting. Can we stay on that? Bottas is on his flying lap here. And he improves his time fractionally, but stays in 6th. So, 5th place. That's not bad. 3-place penalty will drop us down to 7th. Because of a penalty for Yuki as well. It might not. We may actually be behind Porsche. We'll find out. We'll either be 7th or 8th. Depends how the penalties are ordered. Right. Practice 2. That's a 96% setup as well. It makes no difference which way we run the car, really. May as well leave it as is. Right, run plan. We want to go 32 laps. And for Norris, we want to swap the gearbox back over. There we go. And 32 laps for Norris. And out we go for practice 2.
Track should be green.
So we want to get as much track gain as possible here, or track knowledge gain as possible. The higher our starting confidence, the better we'll be able to fare in the Grand Prix. Let's speed them up. Up to 45%. Ocon also is going to have to try and gain a little bit of car part knowledge, because we never ran the first underfloor, the one that came with the car at the start of the year, because we already had a second underfloor for Bahrain. So that's why his car part knowledge is down at 87%. Will gradually tick up, but not by much. So he'll be going in a bit undercooked in terms of confidence, because he's not going to get to 100% track knowledge. He's not going to have 100% car part knowledge. He's also not going to have 100% setup. So yeah, I think we'll be lucky to get him up to about 90% starting confidence. The more we can get, the better. Ocon's car part knowledge is not going up at all at the moment. Ah, there we go. Just ticked up to 88%. Just managed to squeeze an extra couple of laps out of them there. And let's see, what's our starting confidence? 98 and 92. Ooh, that's a little bit better than I thought it would be for Ocon. That's nice. Not quite enough to get him starting in the very high confidence bracket, but he's not far off.
We're back, and the action is set to get even better today as the drivers go racing in the sprint. Of course, this is the first sprint of the season, adding an extra challenge for the drivers and their teams. But as ever, in Formula One, an extra challenge is an extra opportunity.
It's not only the starting grid decided here, though. The top finishers in the sprint have the chance to score crucial championship points.
So let's see then how the teams tackle today's sprint, here in Baku.
Okay, we're going to go with soft tyres. We've got to be aggressive. We want to move Ocon up through the field a bit. He's going to start in 13th. 5th place for Norris. He's going to get that penalty applied in the main Grand Prix, not the sprint. I'm going to go 2 extra laps of fuel for Ocon. We're just going to push him relentlessly on fuel. I'm just going to go 1 extra lap of fuel for Norris. And we'll swap that gearbox back over. There we go. And we are ready to sprint.
Our sprint today sees the drivers take on 17 laps of the Baku city circuit.
Expect to see plenty making the most of Baku's long, wide main straight. That's going to be their best chance to overtake and secure a strong result.
This is it, a dash to the finish line. Now's the time for the sprint, here in Baku. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Let's try early overtake.
Copy.
Oh wow, Leclerc's gone hard tyres. It's an interesting call. Bottas sneaks past us here. Hope can hold him off.
Race is long.
Not easy to overtake.
Continue, keep going.
So we lost a place with Norris, and we've held position with Ocon. There's quite a few hard tyres actually. Sainz, Joe, Leclerc, Albon and Tsunoda all running hard tyres. So they will potentially have extra mediums available for the main race. Potentially extra softs as well. Need to keep an eye on our tyre temps at this circuit. Ocon is falling behind.
DRS enabled. DRS enabled.
Child button on. Child button on.
Yeah, confirm.
All right. Need to start making some moves with Esteban here.
Recharge on.
Copy.
How well we can make our way through the field will give us a solid idea of what our pace is going to be like in the main race as well. Just how much those missing upgrades are going to hurt us. Keeping pace at the moment with Bottas, who's out of DRS of Perez, so we should get the pass done there. Ocon's got a little bit of a scrap in front of him at the moment. Car is heavy on fuel at the moment, but it will come back a little bit later. I'm hoping we can counter that with the improved braking distance.
So deployed.
Confirm.
And we can recharge on, please.
And let's see if we can get our first overtake to retake 5th position from Bottas here. Straight past him. And now let's see if we can close that 2-second gap to Perez. As for Ocon, just trying to make sure we're in a position where we can capitalise on the front two when we get the opportunity. Needs a little bit more battery in his car. I'm hoping with those soft tyres he will catch up, but it's not looking good at the moment, so I'm just going to push his tyres a touch.
Time to push on these tyres.
Yeah.
I'm going to push Norris as well, because we are close to the back of Perez, but not quite there. Hopefully we can actually get there coming out of this turn. Going to be close.
I can't do anything, guys.
Let's get back.
Oh, I don't think we got it. Ocon has been passed by Gasly. It's okay, we'll stay tucked in behind Gasly.
And recharge on is okay, please.
Copy.
And we are now in the slipstream and the DRS of Perez.
Confirm.
Let's have recharge on then, please.
Copy that.
Gasly is closing onto the back of Doohan and Schumacher, so he's bringing us with him. It's good. I think we've probably got enough battery to actually have a push now with Ocon.
Okay.
Bottas is still hanging around, look, he's not that far off us. brave on the brakes. Be brave on the brakes. And battery. There we go. Move done.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Let the tyres come back to
I
you.
want Perez to try and pull away from us here. He might be trying to sprint.
Gear TRS.
Confirm.
Right, we might be able to jump doing here as well.
Overtake is available.
Copy.
Norris is in range.
And charge button on.
Yep, all good.
Increase tire saving.
Confirm.
And we need to look after these tires.
Yeah, confirm.
Got to be aggressive with Ocon here to get his confidence up.
And try to increase pushing status.
Confirm.
There we go, beautiful.
No need to push the tyres.
Copy.
We're almost out of spare fuel with Norris, but we've still got plenty with Ocon, so we can keep him pushing on braking for a while yet. Those tyres have cooled down again. We can put them back up now.
Push.
Copy.
Let's try and find our way past Perez now. That is a big queue of cars in front.
Copy.
Can we get onto the back of them? Not quite. Can we get away from Doohan though? Not quite. We're stuck. Doohan's going to close us up on this back straight and we're going to fall behind. But Norris is about to make the move on Perez here.
And we need to increase pushing status.
Yep.
And we're going to keep pushing, see if we can break away from Perez and maybe close up Leclerc and Russell. Man, look at that group of cars in front. Schumacher, Porsche, Stroll, Tsunoda and Albon all scrapping within a second or two of each, you know, from first to last of that train. And now we're on it as well.
And recharge on.
Yeah.
We want to manage our tyre budget.
Copy.
Charge button on.
Right, we have broken away from Perez. Can we stay away from Perez? That's the question. And this train now goes all the way back from Tsunoda in 7th to Giovinazzi in 19th. Wow, that is a big old train.
And recharge on now is okay, please.
Copy.
Albon just doesn't look to have any pace. He's got past Tsunoda, but I don't know if he's going to be able to pull away or not. I'm hopeful we can just look after the tyres and charge up quickly here, and then we can try and pick these guys off one or two at a time. Hope they don't break away from us while we're charging. Norris is starting to edge onto the back of Leclerc, but we're having to push the tyres to do it. Ooh, Schumacher's going to be vulnerable here. Let's see if we can pick him off quickly before he gets to DRS again. That's not going to do it. Come on, Alcon. Yuki's dropped all the way down to 10th. Stroll has now got himself to the head of this little pack. Oh, this will be brave. Going around the outside here. Nope, not going to happen. Alright, let's go back into harvest mode. Drop the tyre pace down again. Norris now almost in range. Tyres now starting to overheat.
And recharge on, recharge on.
Copy.
Let's just use up what little battery we've got left to make sure we can get into the train.
Deployed.
Yeah, confirm.
Just take
There
care
we
of
go.
the tires for the moment.
Confirm.
And charge button on.
Yeah, confirm.
Alright, we've dropped Doohan. So we've created a split in this train. We're just about hanging on to the back of Schumacher and Tsunoda here. Now as DRS kicks in, we'll close that gap up a bit.
Charge button on. Charge button on.
Confirm.
Those two Williams scrapping like that in front of us, we're not going to get either of them until we get to the main straight. And then hopefully we can get both of them. Or at least get one of them and then get the other one coming out of turn 2.
And boost.
Yep, confirm.
Gasly has jumped Doohan, so the train has reformed.
And recharge on is okay, please.
Copy up.
Tsunoda's almost on the back of Albon again. That's not good. Come on, Norris, get the DRS. Get the DRS. He's not going to get it. Damn it. And he's now out of spare fuel. He may have reached the limit of where we can get to with Norris in the sprint. so far we've only gained 1 net place with Ocon, which is not good. His confidence has dropped all the way down a bit. Need to start getting some overtakes done again. But both of the Williams cars are now in the DRS of Albon, so that's going to make that a bit trickier.
Just be careful with
All right,
this
there we go.
time.
We have now caught the back of these two. Excellent.
And we need
Can
to
we
look after
stay
these tires.
in the DRS?
Yeah, confirm.
That is the question. It's going to be tight. Should just about be able to do it. Yeah, there we go.
Try to take care of these tires.
Confirm.
Charge button on.
Confirm.
Right, have we got an opportunity here with Ocon? Let's go full
use
attack
Ocon.
here.
Yeah, good.
And charge button on. Charge button on.
Confirm.
There we go, and we should get a slight slipstream from the car in front of us. Be brave on the brakes. There we go. Schumacher is past. Now we're up behind Albon. Oh, Schumacher's still there.
Awesome.
Now we've got the move done.
Okay, mate, good job. So, recharge on.
Copy up.
You guys have gone quiet again. Is it the chat playing up, or are you just not talking? YouTube's been very strange this week, so I'm not really sure.
Charge button on.
Yeah, confirm.
And we need lift and coast.
Confirm.
You're still here, Andy. Good. Okay, so chat is still working.
Let the tyres come back to you.
Copy.
Okay, just going to build Norris back up a bit. Keep looking after those tyres for a big sprint for the last couple of laps. Try and bank a little bit of spare fuel, get the battery top back up. Got to do this very carefully in stages
Charge button
so
on.
we don't get dropped.
No lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
Same with Ocon, although we have now dropped out of range, so we need to push those tyres again. Managed to cool them down a little bit,
Recharge on, please.
and we should get back into DRS pretty quickly. Want to try and blast past Albon and Tsunoda on the next lap if possible. We'll have 4 laps to go after this lap. And as far as Norris goes, we're going to stay tucked up until about 2 laps to go and then see if we can fight our way up to second. We're not going to catch Max. Absolutely no chance of catching Max, but if we can jump these two, that will negate the 3rd place penalty and we will end up starting in 5th after all in the main race.
And take care of the tires in high speed.
Okay, confirm.
If you can, push.
Copy.
need to push.
Yeah, confirm.
Recharge on.
Copy.
No need to push the tyres.
Copy that.
And tires are good to push.
Yeah, all good. So how many laps are left?
3 laps.
And charge button on.
You can push.
Let's have recharge on then, please.
Two laps to go. Gear DRS.
And we need some lift and coast for tire temps.
Time to push on these tyres.
And charge button on, charge button on.
Last lap.
Yeah, confirm.
take care of the tires.
We want to manage our tyre budget.
Copy.
I've been muted for a while, haven't I? Did you hear me answer your question, Andy, or was I muted for that reply?
Yeah, awesome job, everyone.
You've done a great job.
That is the checkered flag. That's P9.
Good job. Thank you for that.
Great job.
There we go. 2nd and 9th will become 5th and 9th on the main grid. You didn't hear it. Okay, so things you should do when first starting out. Pick Ferrari or Red Bull and go as a first-time manager. The game will give you a nice little overview and bit-by-bit instruction on what to do.
And for Lando Norris,
you can always look back at my previous videos, previous streams as well for a bit further knowledge. And just play half a season or so with Ferrari or Red Bull just to get your feet wet, get a basic understanding of the game, and then if you want to play as one of those two teams, push on. If you want to go with a slightly harder challenge, then choose a different team and start again. That would be my advice. And get a notebook and write down anytime you get a 100% setup what those details were, so that you've got a starting point next time you go to that track. Right, Max wins the sprints. Lando had a great race, getting up to 2nd. That'll be 7 points, and he'll then drop back down to 5th for the main race because of that 3-place penalty. Ocon gained 4 places, didn't get a point, but has improved his starting position for the main race. That's always good.
It's race day, with the teams and drivers ready and raring to go.
Baku has been the scene for some major on-track battles, like Vettel and Hamilton fighting for the lead back in 2017. Will we see more drama this year, I wonder?
There he is, Lando Norris. But what do you think he's feeling ahead of this race, Karun?
I think it's really great to see them performing at this level, well above what we'd expected. They must be feeling good.
But for now, though, let's get ready for all the action of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Okay. Oh, we did get hit with 2 penalties, so it's a 6th-place penalty, just as well we improved as much as we did. Or else we'd be out the top 10. Right. One-stop strategy incoming. Of course, if we get a safety car, that could change things. Fuel, I'm going to take out just 2 laps of fuel. Going to go full attack off the line and hope that a slightly lighter car and full deployment will maybe snag us a position or 2 in the opening corners. And off we go.
Final checks are being carried out on the grid, and it won't be long until we get underway. There's a chance for Esteban Ocon to show what he can do here.
They've done well to secure a P9 start, and they'll be keen to convert that into some points.
And it'll be exciting to see just what will happen here today. Here we go with the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
That's a strong start for Ocon there. He was very quick off the line. But I don't want him holding up Norris. Because Norris has got the quicker car. So he should cede the position in a moment. There he goes. Now pull back in. There we go. Pull back in front of the Williams. Beautiful. I was a little worried then that he was going to let Schumacher through. And now we're going to save the battery as much as we can without getting dropped. How did Lando get a penalty? There was a double impact collision with Max, I think it was Max, in Melbourne, and I wasn't sure. I did wonder at the time, because there were 2 bits of contact, whether we would get 2 penalties, but I thought, looking at the fact that it only said 5 seconds in the info page, that we would only get the 1 penalty, but it's obviously applied to, which is ridiculous, but that is something that is supposed to be being worked on by Frontier. Should have used the other save. Yes, it would have been nice, but you know, we made that commitment. Right, so Leclerc, Bottas and Porsche on mediums. Everyone else in front is on softs. We've got softs behind us in terms of Schumacher, Gasly and De Vries. Not worried about De Vries, but I am worried about Schumacher and Gasly. They are going to be a real pain to deal with.
And recharge on, recharge on.
Hopefully Bottas will drop off very quickly from the soft tyres in front. He's already out of DRS range. That will give us a chance to get back into DRS. You started the game and didn't get a suspension upgrade. Ah, okay. Well, when they first did it last year, you got a bonus suspension, and then at the beginning of the launch of this game, you were getting that as well. I did notice with the 1.6 patch that it disappeared, but I assume that was just because I was hitting Experience Manager on the start, and I figured New Manager would still get the part. I should have probably checked, but yeah, okay, that makes sense. Porsche is probably getting held up by Bottas here. He's all over the back of him.
DRS enabled.
We'll probably get him on the run to turn 3 with DRS. And this is the lap where we need to get into range.
And recharge on now is okay.
Oh, he didn't get him. He's still behind Bottas. Okay, works for me. Let's just drop the tyre rate down just a little bit. Keep pushing the fuel for a few more corners. Got to make sure we get that 1 second gap. And Now I've got to go into top or else I'm going to run out of battery at the end of the lap.
On. Charge button on.
We should be good now.
Confirm.
And we've broken away from Gasly, but I expect him to come back at us in a couple of laps' time, so we're not safe from the threat behind.
Lift off needed.
Yeah.
Let the tyres come back to you.
Yeah.
And just a reminder on your eyes.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, I'm content to sit here in 8th and 9th for a little while. Given that we are on the mediums. Cars in front are also on the mediums, so it's not horrendous as being where we are right now.
And we need charge button on.
Cool.
Try and cool those tyres down a touch.
No need to push the tyres.
Yeah.
And overtake is available.
Yeah, copy.
Just got to make sure I stay in range.
And try to increase pushing status.
Yeah, confirm.
No lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
Confirm.
And we need to increase pushing
Mick closing
status.
quickly. Yeah, Mick will be pushing.
Yeah, okay.
Like I said, I knew he was going to come back at us. We should hold him off out of DRS range here. Unfortunately, we didn't get DRS
And we can have recharge on, please.
with Lando.
Copy.
Look after the tires, please.
Yeah, confirm.
Porsche's got ahead of Bottas,
And we
which
need
is
to
why
increase
Bottas is going to be a
lead
little bit
close.
too quick for us
Cool.
for a few laps. So we will continue to just cool the car, save some fuel, refill Ocon's battery. And we'll keep an eye out for Schumacher in the background, who will be dragging Gasly along with him. And they're still fighting side by side. They're on soft tyres behind us as well, which is why I knew they were going to come back at us. It's a much grippier tyre. So in these early laps, it will be a big pace advantage for them.
And recharge on is okay, please.
Copy.
If you can, push.
Copy.
I'm hoping them side by siding through the corners will slow them down a little bit. I think Schumacher's going to get the DRS. Yep, his wing open.
DRS.
Yeah, confirm.
Can use overtake.
Okay.
Right, we're almost onto Porsche.
Charge button on.
Confirm.
And recharge on.
Copy.
We broke away from Schumacher, so he's not going to get DRS on us here. That's good, because we're going to get it off Bottas and Porsche. And now we just got to be patient for a few laps. Again, try and stay in the DRS if we can, just to help facilitate charging up a little bit faster. Keep an eye on tyre temps. Get that fuel down, the fuel deficit down, and then look to strike in a few laps' time.
Try to look after the tires.
Yeah, confirm.
Now Gasly is overtaking Schumacher and will be attacking.
Recharge on.
Yeah.
And he's already in DRS. Yeah, nothing we can do about that, unfortunately. Yeah, when they decide to push, they are so quick compared to us.
So we need to push.
Yeah, confirm.
Let's have recharge on then, please.
Copy.
And we're not going to get the DRS again. We need the battery though. I can't keep pushing every time we drop out because we'll end up with nothing left at all. This is the problem we've got with the lack of downforce and the bad performance in dirty air. It's starting to really become a problem. We can't keep pace where we need to. We'll lose so much speed in the corners, you know, both going in and coming out. Certain parts of the track were okay, but you know, the faster corners we really struggle.
You can turn recharge off if you want to.
Copy now.
Look after the front tires.
Confirm.
Let's try lifting off the fuel save for a moment.
And push.
Yeah, confirm.
Have to be wary of the fact that Gasly is swarming on the back of Ocon here. A little bit quicker on the acceleration, but still not going to get it this lap.
So recharge on.
Oh, yellow flag. That's a big issue for Leclerc. Is that a lock-up or did he hit the wall?
And here we've got a yellow flag.
Oh, he hit another car. He hit Perez. Two teammates, or former teammates, coming to blows, and that's Leclerc turning in on Sainz.
Unbelievable.
Oh, sorry, on terms of Perez. So, no, not former teammates.
It's not going the way the team had hoped today.
Swapping their cars over, basically. Leclerc's driving what was Perez's car, and Perez is driving what was Charles' car.
Recharge on.
Copy.
And recharge on, recharge on.
Copy.
Just not making any headway here.
Increase lift and coast.
Cool.
Need them to have a slow lap.
Time to push on these tyres.
Copy that.
Okay, let's keep an eye on Leclerc's lap times. Obviously, this last one's going to be really bad because he had the crash. Let's see what he does next lap. So 148.5. Let's see what he does on this lap that's coming up. See if he's carrying damage or how much damage he's carrying. It looks like he is being caught by Porsche, and there's not really been an upping in pace of Porsche and Bottas. So that to me suggests that Leclerc does have some damage.
And tires are good to push.
Confirm.
You can be a little bit more aggressive with the tyres with Norris because he does have an exceptional smoothness rating. As long as we don't push the temperatures too high, we can keep putting him into this higher pace setting at very little cost to tyre wear. But we have to also be mindful of the fact that we don't want to break away from
Overtake is
Ocon
available.
in the process.
Yeah, copy.
Even Derek.
So deployed.
Right, let's
Yeah,
get
confirm.
back onto Bottas, because Porsche is starting to threaten to break away from Bottas, and we are getting very close to Charles Leclerc. And I think Bottas has just picked his pace up as well, because we did not get into DRS coming out of that corner. And let's see, Leclerc did a 149.3, so yeah, he's about 0.8 of a second off his previous pace at the moment, by the look of it.
Charge button on.
Confirm.
And we need to look after the tires.
Right, we're in range.
Recharge
And now we
on.
start putting some pressure on Bottas. He should start to
Copy.
slip off the back of Porsche, I hope. Yeah, just making sure that Ocon comes with us. I don't want him to get isolated and then attacked by Gasly. It's right on the edge of the 1 second. close him up a bit.
And charge button on.
Okay, confirm.
And recharge on is okay, please.
Copy.
There we go. Managed to break away from Gasly again before the DRS detection point. And Porsche has got past Leclerc. We're going to move Norris past Bottas now, onto the back of Porsche. We'll try and get Ocon through on the next lap, or the end of this lap if possible. We're going to keep pushing with Bottas. We want him, with Norris. We want him onto Porsche and Leclerc quickly. And if we can isolate Bottas, even better.
And we can have recharge on, please.
Although I think the cars in front are going too slow for that to be a factor.
And try to keep it smooth.
I don't know, we've got the 1 second. Can we keep the 1 second? That is the question. Ocon is trailing. Make sure he can get past.
Overtake is available.
Okay.
You can push.
Confirm.
Yeah, Bottas is pushing again. He's trying to get back in range and
Just a reminder on the
break away from Ocon.
Yeah, confirm.
We might get dropped here. It's going to be close. Did we get across the line just in time? Yes, we did. Valtteri didn't. Excellent. So that is going to give Ocon a chance to close up. He's got Gasly right on the back of him again. Can't shake him at the moment.
And we need to take care of these tires.
Yeah, confirm.
If you can, push.
Copy now.
Go on. Go on. Get him.
Stay close.
Whoa. It's close. There we go. We got the move done just in time before we run out of battery.
Awesome.
Good stuff. And
This
that's a
is
nice
really
little
good.
boost to confidence.
Just be careful with this tyre.
Copy now.
Charge on.
Confirm.
Let's continue
And we
that
need
fuel
to
saving
increase
again now.
Lift and coast.
We can sit behind Leclerc for a little while because with his damage he's not going to be as quick. He's kind of hanging on to the back of Porsche at the moment, but if Porsche pushes, I think he'll drop Leclerc quite quickly. How you doing, Victor? I have to say, Alpine are further off the pace than I was expecting. I thought they would be quicker than this. I mean, they were mighty at Melbourne. And they've been a little bit off the boil here.
Recharge on.
Copy. Charge on.
Yeah, confirm.
It's going to be a very slow stop for Leclerc when he does make his stop. He's going to have... Has he got front wing damage? Let's have a look. I think he does. Yes, he's missing a little bit of his front left end plate. So he's going to have a wing change. And he's got that 5-second penalty. It's going to be a very slow stop.
And try to increase pushing status.
Yeah, confirm.
We can expect it to be like a 12 or 13 second stop for Charles Leclerc when he makes it.
Can use overtake.
Copy.
Yeah, Leclerc did turn the wick up. I thought he had done. He'd suddenly gained about 0.8 of a second on us, and he's overtaken Pourchaire. So it's damaged, but it's not crippled, that Red Bull. It's still got a bit of pace left in it.
Charge button on.
And that is a VSC, and that is
So recharge on.
Yeah, copy.
frustrating. I mean, I could... box and do that. It's 16 seconds slower, but we're going to save a chunk of time on the pit stop and we won't have to stop again. The other option is to go very aggressive, which I think is what I'm leaning towards, and that is to switch to a 2-stop double soft. Like so. I'm going to go with that.
And oh, what's happened there with Nick de Vries?
I don't know. Let's have a look. What did happen with Nick de Vries? I love hearing the drivers when they make a mistake. Right, so this will give us some real pace. And we can get that fuel saving done as well. Expect to see Charles Leclerc box on this lap, and he'll probably go onto hard tyres. I'm not going to double stack them because they're too close. So I'm going to send Norris around for another lap.
Okay, we are boxes.
7-8.
Out of the two drivers, Ocon is the one who needs the two-stop strategy more. I can still potentially keep Norris out there on the strategy he's on, his original strategy and just leave it at that. But Ocon is lacking a little in pace because he's got the older underfloor on. Giving him 2 stints of soft tyres with some push is going to be really beneficial for him. There goes Perez and Leclerc into the pits as expected.
7 in.
Understood.
We'll go ahead and box Norris if the safety car doesn't end before we get round again. If it does end, we will cancel the stop. Oh, that's a good stop. 2.1 seconds. Liking that. We've jumped Leclerc, who's a long way back. You can just see him there. As I said, it was going to be a long stop for him. And where do we come out? Behind Tsunoda. Excellent. So we'll be able to pick Tsunoda off quickly. We should be able to pick off Perez, hopefully, as well, because he's on mediums. And we throw Norris into that conversation as well. Another reason why I'm thinking the 2-stop strategy is I'm thinking about the DHL pit stop competition. Yeah, we get more cracks at having a really, really quick pit stop. And they'll all add up to a big extra wad of cash at the end of the season, which will really help us next year with facility upgrades. So I'm prepared to be aggressive on the tyre strategies. With that in mind. And the VSC is ending, so we're going to cancel Norris's pit stop. Which means we need to go back to the strategy that we were on. Let's cancel that. Change that back to that. And we'll go for a box somewhere about lap 29. Don't need to fuel save anymore. We didn't get as much battery in the car as I was hoping we would.
Virtual safety car ending. Yeah, fine.
And Porsche no longer has a car to help him out with DRS in the form of
And DRS is enabled.
Charles Leclerc, so he could be vulnerable. He's going to be.
Confirm.
We're going to be in DRS around the next corner. Let's give Ocon every opportunity to go very aggressive. Let's do the same with Norris.
DRS.
We couldn't get him. All right, we'll stay tucked up behind him for a lap then.
And charge button on.
Confirm.
Norris has passed Tsunoda already. He's on the cusp of hitting peak confidence and he's going straight on the attack against Perez.
Press overtake.
Copy.
Right, Sainz is closing up on Albon as well, so this is going to work out really nicely for us because
Yeah, confirm.
this is going to catapult us hopefully past Perez, straight onto the back of Albon. Which we kind of need because we don't have the battery to really sprint away from Perez. And we are past Porsche. Nice. Let's see a replay of that.
Right, we're taking the second corner. They
Oh, beautiful.
to give it a go.
Up the inside of turn 2, and with the DRS then opening up, we get a really clean
And
acceleration
Lando
away
says,
from
well,
them.
thank you very much.
Alright, let's sprint Norris.
So deployed.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
okay.
We got past Ocon, and we're now straight onto the back of Albon there. Beautiful stuff.
And recharge on. No need to
Oh,
push
he's
the
just
tyres.
forcing his way through. What a star.
If you can, push.
And that is full peak confidence. Beautiful stuff. Ocon on the move.
Push now.
Fighting with Gasly.
And charge button on, charge button on.
Who I think we just gave the
Yeah,
DRS.
all good.
Yeah, we did. Okay.
And charge button on, charge button on.
Confirm.
So, 3 seconds off the back of Giovinazzi.
Right, let's concentrate.
See if we can close that gap down very quickly.
We should slow down.
Got a big tyre advantage over every car in front of us.
Charge on.
Yeah, confirm.
And Gio's got past Magnussen. Gasly's breaking away. Those soft tyres are quick. But he'll have to stop again. If he has stopped already. I don't know if he has stopped already. If he hasn't, he's looked after his tyre. No, he hasn't. No, they're about the same as everyone else's. So, yeah, he's going to have to go onto the mediums. We'll go onto the softs. We'll have a tyre advantage over Gasly. In fact, everyone in front of us will have a tyre advantage over in the second half of the race. That's good. We've got back into DRS range again.
And charge button on, charge button on.
We've broken away from Perez and Albon.
Then we need you to take care of the tires.
Confirm.
And we are closing in on the back of Kevin.
And charge button on.
Confirm.
Yeah, Perez is pushing. He got past Albon and he's got himself within range of us now. But we're in range of Magnussen, so we'll have a bit of protection and we should get an overtake done here. Plus, peak confidence, that makes a big difference. Norris struggling to stay in range.
And we need to increase
I'll
pushing
give him a bit more
status.
tyre, but I can't give him anything
Yeah,
else.
confirm.
We want to manage our tyre budget.
All right, let's get him here.
Overtake is available.
Get onto the back of Schumacher. Giovinazzi is moving up through the field here. And so are we. Back up to 11th. Evening, Junior.
Awesome.
Nice job, mate. Nice job.
We're going to continue pushing and see if we can immediately get Schumacher as well. No, we can't. So let's save that battery. We're going to need it for the end of the lap.
Recharge on.
Just be careful with this tyre.
How's Norris doing? He's still just on the edge of range with Gasly. Let's calm those tyres down again.
We need to save tires in high speed.
Okay.
Ocon's tyres are still holding up very nicely against their prediction. Yeah, McLaren is the team that the audience voted for when we left Mercedes after 2 seasons. We threw it up for a vote on the community tab of the channel, and this is the team they chose.
Stay close.
Ah, he did get us. Okay, I had a feeling he might do. It's all right.
Just a little bit more.
Another lap of charging the battery, and then we'll push again. Norris still just about hanging on to the back of Gasly. Those soft tyres are now starting to struggle a little bit. And let's get some battery in the car now while we've got this slight pace advantage.
Charge button on.
Okay.
We're going to be braking past Gasly in the next lap or two. And I want to have some battery to be able to make that sprint and get clear of him. Don't want to drag him forward.
And overtake is available.
Yeah.
There we go. There's the move past Schumacher. And we should blitz away from him now. And we just overtook Gasly without even trying. Beautiful stuff. Let him get that position back. by staying in full harvest. And then we'll jump him on the main straight. Meanwhile, we're going for a fastest lap here with Ocon, and the gearbox is now just dipped below 40%. That's going to hurt our acceleration a little bit, but it's not too bad.
Continue like this.
Might be able to get Giovinazzi here. Not quite. And now we're out of battery. Lovely. Alright. Harvest. Fuel save. Drop the tyres down again.
We will want a little bit of Lyco.
Meanwhile, Norris
Let's have recharge on them, please.
is getting ready to make his move.
Science has pitted.
Wow, Sainz is boxed already.
So increase pushing status.
Yeah, confirm.
Very quick stop there. That's him to the end. Norris is through. And we're through on Gio as well.
And recharge on is okay, please.
Right, let's see, can we break away from Gasly here?
No lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
Confirm.
Recharge on.
Let's not risk it. Let's keep those tyres nice and high while we're charging the battery. And we have broken away from Gasly. Excellent stuff. Right, let's go back into top up. Let's drop the fuel down. Let's drop the tyres back down.
On.
Confirm.
Not long till our pit stop now. Verstappen is in, and so is Russell. Max is getting held. He had to get held for Russell and for Stroll there. So that's hurt him a little bit. In fact, he might get overtaken by his teammate here. Go on, hit each other, hit each other. I can hope. We are leading this Grand Prix. I'm going to go full burn on these tyres now.
So we need to push for these laps.
Confirm.
Again, Porsche and Bottas fighting in front of Ocon. We are still in peak confidence. That's nice. Norris isn't too far away from that either. Porsche should get Bottas here. Question is, who's going to get the DRS on the next straight? It's going to be Porsche. That's excellent. That's what we wanted to see.
Can use overtake.
Come on, move across. There we go. Draft through. Oh, didn't get either of them. Eesh. What's my favourite team? I don't really have a favourite team. I follow, you know, the British drivers more than I follow teams. It's not getting through.
And recharge on.
It's hurting us now. We've got so much more pace than these guys. We just can't get through. As I say, a bit of fuel in the process so we can really burn that later. You're really, really angling to lose a spanner there, aren't you, Mr. Water? Alright, there we go. That's the break we've been waiting for. Bottas is boxed. And now we are going on the attack again. There we go. Straightforward pass. And we've gapped Porsche now. I'm hoping Perez is going to hold up Verstappen and Leclerc. And I'm hoping Porsche is going to hold up Perez, but I don't think he will. We've pulled out 5 seconds over Gasly now with Norris.
And we can have recharge on, please.
And we're just going to full burn these tyres for Ocon now. He still has another stop to make. Gasly is into the pits.
Okay, mate, that is the fastest lap.
Right, both of our drivers still to box, and we are going to drop down a fair few places. I'm going to drop down somewhere, or Norris at least is going to drop down somewhere behind Stroll, but should be ahead of Sainz and co. Ocon, don't know. We've just got to push him like crazy and see how much he can pull out before he does have to stop again. I'm going to absolutely abuse these tyres now because we've got plenty of life in them to push them. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Red Bull Junior.
A little bit more Lyco, please.
see what we're doing lap time wise. Norris is doing 1:47.5. We need to box him this lap. There we go. Ocon.
And pit confirm when you can.
Yeah, box confirm. I can't hear you. Box, I think.
Ocon is only about half a second faster. 6/10, 7/10 maybe. Depends if there's any DRS overtaking going on behind us. I think that's going to be a move by Max. It is. It's annoying. But we are into the pit window. So we'll be boxing Ocon soon. We can keep him out for another lap or two. While we're not gaining ground in, really on these group of cars here, we are gaining ground on, every car behind Magnussen and Gasly at the moment. So we need to stretch it as much as we can in terms of our speed. Try and avoid having to fight our way through too much traffic again when we come back out. We're 2 seconds clear of Perez and Verstappen. Well, 2 seconds clear of Verstappen at the moment. And let's have a nice clean stop here, please.
Copy.
It's slow. 3.1. That's not great, but we are going to get out ahead of Sainz. Just there comes Sainz.
And watch a white line on exit.
It's going to be close. Oh, he got us, damn it. We'll tuck in behind him.
Yeah, confirm.
Get these tyres up to temp nice and quickly. Alright, Max is going to get us on this lap, so let's box. I'd rather we didn't lose the confidence by being overtaken by Verstappen.
Yeah, happy to work.
It's the first time I've heard that line from Norris, Derek. Or the first time I really recall hearing it, so... Max is still going to get me. God damn. Max is on a push.
We think a little bit more LICO will help.
Just a minute.
Okay, understood.
Alright, tyres are now up to temperature. Ah, there we go, 2.0.
Yep.
That's a quick stop. And we are out in front of Porsche. Comfortably out in front of Porsche.
Just recharge off, please. Just recharge off.
Copy that.
Stay close.
Looks like Sainz is pushing a little bit at the moment as well. I'm going to go for a fastest lap attempt with Norris soon. get Ocon's tyres up to temp. One overtake will get us back into peak confidence. But we did stay ahead of Gasly, which is good, even if he is pushing hard at the moment. .144.6 for Sainz. That is a quick lap. Right, Ocon's tyres are up to temperature. He should start reeling in Schumacher very quickly now. Norris, meanwhile, is not closing on sight yet. Oh, no, here we go. We've taken a tenth or two out of him. Maybe Sainz is running out of pace. He's going to have to slow down again.
No need to push the tyres.
Yeah.
The gap is stabilised. It hasn't continued to go up. It's not coming down yet either. Jonas, he says the fastest lap. Wow. Mind you, he's got a toe off the back of Porsche all the way around the end of the lap. So, yeah, not that surprising. Oh, he's flying. Look at that. He's going for the overtake. He's got him. That Haas has got a little bit of pace. Mind you, Porsche just doesn't seem to have any pace at the moment.
Press overtake.
Copy.
All right, let's push on now. Norris is now starting to reel in Sainz. Gasly's pushing again though. Do I enjoy being a manager? I do in this game, yeah, I really love this game. You know, I mean, it's lacking in a few areas, but, you know, I have a lot of fun playing it. Maybe because I'm a big Formula 1 fan, but I easily get my money's worth out of this game. I've already racked up over 400 hours on it. Although that's mainly because we run each of these races at 100% distance, you know, one-time speed. So each stream is about 3 hours. Right, I think we just got onto the back of Magnussen. Yes, we did.
On now is okay, please. Let the tyres come back to you. Use your eyes.
Confirm.
Let's get that gap right down. See if we can get a fastest lap and see if we can get away from Gasly.
We want to manage our tyre budget.
Back into maximum confidence for Esteban. And small gaps to the cars in front. In fact, we're only 6 seconds, less than 6 seconds off the back of Norris. That's how well we've recovered with Ocon from making that switch to a two-stop. He's going to have some impressive overtake numbers at the end of this race, I think.
And charge button on, charge button on.
Yeah, confirm.
Didn't get the fastest lap.
And we'll need lift off.
Confirm.
Take it easy there.
Confirm.
But we did get the DRS, so we should
Charge button on, charge button on.
complete that move.
Confirm.
There we go, up to 6th place.
No lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
Yeah, all good.
We've yet to complete the move. Sainz is fighting it.
You can push.
Yeah, confirm.
Still side by side. And I'm going to give up the position voluntarily here so we can have another crack at Sainz on the back of the back straight. So we'll encourage Sainz to retake that place by going into harvest and dropping the tyres down.
Take care of the tires.
Confirm.
And we're going to swoop past Magnussen onto Bottas at the end of this lap with Ocon.
Race is long.
Overtake is available.
There we go. Ocon is in the points. What happened to the last stream? We had some internet issues. We've had them for the last couple of nights. It's been good tonight.
Charge on.
Confirm.
Let's have another crack
So
at fastest lap.
deployed.
Confirm.
Ocon absolutely flying through the field here. And there we go, we are finally through against Sainz. We're going to keep pushing and hope we can drop him. Ocon, meanwhile, is about to get Gasly. What a few laps Ocon has been putting together here. He's up to 8th place now. Our drivers are definitely outperforming the car. No doubt about that. And if they can do that with their car in this state, I can't wait to see what they can do at Imola when we get all of the upgrades on the car. Ocon's out of battery.
So recharge on.
But we've already dropped Gasly and we're just under 3 seconds from Sainz. There he is.
And just a reminder on garage.
Confirm.
Charge button on.
Yeah, confirm.
Keep pushing until the line. See if we can get the fastest lap. Two drivers having a go at it. And Norris didn't get it.
We need you to increase.
And neither did Ocon. Wow, that lap from Giovinazzi. That's going to be hard to beat.
Big lifts.
We weren't even close. Oh, we were with Norris, so 1:43.7. The fastest lap is a 1:43.5. We're a couple of tenths shy.
We don't want to over.
If we hadn't run out of battery at the end of the lap, we might have been able to take it. Right, what's Norris's confidence looking like? Very good.
Save as much fuel. Just be careful with this tyre.
Get those temps down. Can't burn out these tyres too much. They've still got another 15, 14 laps to go. That'll be 13 at the end of this lap. He's going to try and come back at us. We couldn't quite stay out of DRS range by cooling those tyres down.
If you can, push.
Hold him off, hold him off, hold him off. Gasly's pushing.
But I can't do anything, guys.
Alright, we'll stay tucked in behind. We'll try and rebuild the battery again. We have now caught the back of Perez and Leclerc. Not looking that quick. Well, Perez isn't anyway. Look at the tyre difference for Leclerc. Leclerc might have to box again here.
And charge button on.
Confirm.
Try to take care of these tires.
Confirm.
Oh man, Ocon is sprinting. Can we stay in range? Should be able to with these tyres. Yes, we can.
Recharge on.
Confirm.
And we're in pace saving mode and we're still looking to get the move done. backed off a little bit, so we should get the DRS again. Yes, we did. And that's us up to 5th place and very close to Charles Leclerc.
And try to increase pushing status.
And Stroll is only a further 2 seconds up the road. We're looking on for a very comfortable podium here. I would not have expected that. I really wouldn't. Looking at where our car sat on paper before today.
And recharge on, recharge on.
Copy that.
So we need to push. And charge button on, charge button on.
Alright, we're just off the back of Ocon here. He'll come back to us. I'm not overly concerned about that at the moment. We might actually have him here. Yes, we got back in the range. Excellent. So let's drop the tyres back down again.
No need to push the tyres.
Copy.
Funny, I noted that your last few races since the patch, competitors finished with tyres even around 10%. No, you can still get a nice pace advantage. But it can be tricky sometimes. It depends on the driver that you're up against as well as the car.
Let's have recharge on then, please.
Copy that.
So there'll be 10 laps to go once we cross the line. And I think we might not do any more upgrades once these next ones are on the car. Given what's happening with the regs for next season, I'm thinking we should probably abandon, maybe not all development, but most of the development for this season, and just focus on research, because there's huge losses on every part of the car next year. We want to get a big leg up on that with a lot of research, I think. Alright, Ocon's got a move done.
This is what happened. Now we're watching Esteban Ocon.
Nice.
The gap
There we go.
opens up for them. And Esteban
Move done
Ocon is
and
able
clear
to climb
before we
up the
even reach
pack.
turn 3. That's what I like to see. And holds him off again. Let's go.
And overtake is available.
Let's see, we
And
are...
recharge on is okay,
yeah,
please.
let's go full push. Well, not full
And
push,
use
but
overtake.
let's start pushing. Get onto the back of the Ferraris. And I'm going to have another crack at the fastest lap here.
use DRS.
Yeah, confirm.
There's Ocon. Norris now up to 4th place. Couldn't quite get the DRS to Stroll. You love the sound of the cars? Yeah, it's grown on me. I mean, I still miss the screaming V8s and, you know, of the previous... and the V10s as well. The V12s made a glorious noise, but they weren't the best engines. But yeah, I do miss the screaming V8s. That would rev up to like 19,000 RPM. Right, Norris is through. It's going to keep on pushing. Ocon is on the back of the Ferraris, so let's get him harvesting again.
And recharge on.
Can I drop Stroll here? Yes, excellent. I can drop Stroll. This isn't looking like a purple lap to me. I just don't think we're going to stop Gio from getting it. Oh no, we got it. Just the strength of that first sector alone was enough to steal it away by a 1/10 of a second. Whew. That was hard work to get that fastest lap away from Giovinazzi. Leclerc is dropping back a little bit. The Ferraris have caught him. What if he still has some residual damage to the structure of that car from that little accident he had earlier on? And we have caught Russell. So, with 7 laps to go, we're going to be 5 seconds behind Max. Yeah, Leclerc's tyres are dying. That's why his pace has dropped. Up to Lewis, he's retiring.
Charge button on.
Press overtake.
Couldn't get the move done. I should have started that earlier.
And we can have recharge on, please.
Alright, we'll tuck in.
Let the tyres come back to you. We want to manage our tyre budget.
I think Russell is trying to push onto the back of Verstappen.
And push.
try and stay with him.
Charge button on. And we need to look after these tires. 6 laps to go.
Yeah, Verstappen might be just out of our reach, but we're going to have a hell of a fight with Russell for the second step on the podium here.
Overtake is available.
Copy on.
All right, can I get both Perez and Leclerc here? That would be sweet if we could. Can I box him in? Yes, I can. Excellent stuff. And with Perez's tyre, sorry, Leclerc's tyres as knackered as they are, if I can get the right launch, I can get Leclerc here as well. There we go. See you later, Charles. We have dropped off the back of Russell quite significantly, but he is pushed onto the back of Max. He's inside 3 seconds now. And we're on the back of Sainz.
Recharge on. And save fuel from now, please. Save fuel from now.
Let's turn up the tyres.
And 5 laps to go.
Confirm.
Leclerc has pitted.
Yeah, there we go. He had to box. It's a decent stop, but that means we're probably going to lose the fastest lap to Charles here. If we do, it's no biggie. I mean, we'll lose the point, but we won't lose any sponsorship money because I didn't think we were going to get the fastest lap, so I didn't, take them up on that one. Ocon is past Sainz now. God, can we get him up to 4th ahead of Stroll? That would be incredible.
So let's take a look at the replay. Look at the McLaren driver here. The opportunity begging to be taken.
Great move. Around the outside at turn 3. We are starting to reel Russell back in.
And 4 laps to go.
Ocon under pressure from Sainz, but holding him off right now. Not really closing on Stroll. Gap is still at 3 seconds. And Sainz has got us, with DRS. That was to be expected. So let's go into harvest mode. Try and get some battery back in that car.
Recharge on.
We've taken half a second out of Russell in the opening sector. Keep track of this, make sure that Ocon doesn't get dropped. We need to sprint away from sights at the end of the lap if we can, or at least out of turn 2 on the next lap.
So deployed.
Let's get that DRS.
No lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
Come on, get it, get it, get it. Yes.
And charge button on.
There's Max just ahead. It's tantalisingly close, but I think he's going to be just beyond us. It's kind of scary how well we're doing, actually. Like I said, you know, come Imola, we could be monstrously quick.
Stay close.
I want to stay tucked up like this behind Norris on this lap. Save as much battery as possible and then just go hell for leather on the last 2 laps. Haven't been able to get past Sainz, so we'll do the same here.
Recharge on.
Just go hell for leather past Sainz on the next lap. Gap is under 3 seconds. If we can get a really good launch past Russell, we can have a crack at Max.
To go.
We're going to give up the DRS here. But I'm hoping we can out-accelerate him. Oh, that was close, but we've got it done. So we've got 2 laps to make up 3 seconds.
Overtake is available.
Copy.
Now we've got the move done on Stroll. On Sainz. So now we've got 2 laps to close, 3 seconds to Stroll.
Slightly up. Awesome.
Nice job. Okay, mate.
2.5 seconds and dropping, but we're not going to have the battery to push on the next lap. We've got to get as close as we can, as quickly as we can, and then save a little bit of battery for the end of the last lap. Come on, Lando. We'll be 1.5 seconds across the line. It's going to be so close. And it's about the same for Ocon as well.
And last lap.
Yeah, confirm.
We don't want to overcook the tyres.
Charge button on.
Screw the tyres. Cook them. Cook them like crazy. The last lap. Max is responding. Damn
It
it.
was just a little bit more Lyco.
Max is responding. He's pulling away from us. No!
And recharge on now is okay, please.
Have we got enough left in Ocon? Lando is not going to get Max. I mean, I never thought we would be anywhere near the podium, let alone the race win. So just to be with 3 seconds off him is phenomenal. But it's also very disappointing at the same time. And I don't think we've got enough left in the car to hold off or to catch Stroll either. Can we now hold off Sainz? That's going to be the big question. Our tyres are dying.
Checkered flag.
Lando finishes in second place.
Good points. Well done. Cheers.
Incredible race from him.
You're
Ocon
doing a great job.
arguably had an even better race because he had to come through the field twice.
That's P5, P5.
Very happy for you.
Second and fifth with a
Fantastic,
car
guys.
that
Thank
was
you.
supposed to have a new
Yeah, it's a good
chassis,
job.
a new underfloor, a new rear wing and a new side pod, and got none of those parts. In fact, we even had to go back to an older version of the underfloor for Ocon for this race. And we still pulled out a hell of a result. Whew. Yeah, I am really looking forward to Imola now. Miami next. We'll have the rear wings potentially for Miami. But come Imola, we will have all of those missing parts on the car. And it should hopefully turn it into a little bit of a rocket ship.
What a remarkable drive by Lando Norris today.
This podium is something the whole team can be proud of. Excellent strategy and perfectly executed.
The team has been waiting patiently there, and you can see just how much it means to each and every one of them. And after such a fabulous drive here today, it's no surprise to see this man land on the podium.
And that's a trio of podiums to their name this season. They're racking up the points too.
And before they get back to work, I think it's time to cool off here in Azerbaijan. Now, Karun, with that result in mind, what would they be feeling like down at McLaren?
They'll certainly be pleased to have made the podium. A job well done for sure.
Well, everybody, that's all from us here in Baku.
Coming up next, the teams will be taking a trip to the Sunshine State. The Hard Rock Stadium is laying down the track for a captivating race at the Miami Grand Prix.
Well, there we go. Confirmation of the final result. Max leads from pole to the checkered flag for his third win, I think. Yeah, big win for him. Lando Norris climbs 6 places and takes second place and manages to hang on for the fastest lap as well. So an extra bonus point there. Loses 6 points to Max. George gets himself a podium. Lance Stroll, what a race he's had this weekend. He's gained 2 places. He's up to 4th. Ocon only gains 4 places on paper from his 9th place starting place, but we boxed him early on that VSC when De Vries put it in the barrier, and we switched him to an aggressive 2-stop, so he had to come through the field again, and then on the second stop again. Yeah, he's going to have racked up a huge number of overtakes tonight. He was phenomenal. Sainz, a great recovery from him after getting eliminated in Q1 of qualifying to finish in 6th place, getting 11 spots. Gasly, good race for him. I thought Alpine would be quicker this weekend than they were. Maybe they're still waiting for their upgrades to drop. Maybe they dropped a bit early at Melbourne and the rest of the grid has caught back up again. We shall see in the next race or two. Disappointing for Perez. Ferrari still not looking that competitive. They struggled last year, and Sainz was magnificent, but Perez was a real disappointment. Bottas drops some places after his fine sprint performance, but still gets a couple of points, and Magnussen manages to get himself in the points and just give a little bit of a boost there to Aston Martin, who have started the season very slowly, so that's some welcome points for them. Disappointment for Charles Leclerc, down 9 places to finish in 11th and out of the points. Giovinazzi up 6 places to finish in 12th and held on to that fastest lap for so long. We only just snuck it away from him at the end there. Disappointing race for Porsche and for Schumacher and Albon. Albon just hasn't seemed to be clicking that much at Alpine. More often than not, he's way down on Gasly, despite getting a second place at Melbourne in the last race. And then disappointing again for the AlphaTauris. Doohan was looking promising at one point in the weekend, but just didn't quite have any pace, really. It's that AlphaTauri, it's just not quick. And De Vries, the only non-finisher. Let's take a look at the drivers' standings. So Max extends his lead at the top of the championship with his points from the sprint and the race, giving him 33 for the weekend. He's on 82 points now. Lando Norris moves up 2 places to second with 26 points and is now 16 points behind Lando. Charles Leclerc dropping a place, as does Gasly. Small points gain for them this weekend. Ocon holds 5th. An extra 10 points brings him within 8 of Gasly now. Russell climbing 3 places, 20 points for him this weekend. Much needed points for Mercedes. Sainz gets a few more points. Albon, no points at all this weekend. Disappointing weekend indeed. Big points for Stroll. He gains another 14, puts him on 21 now. There is Magnussen as well. And Bottas climbs 4 spots with those 5 points he earned this weekend. So big points for Alfa Romeo. And then Théo Pourchaire, not having a great start to his season, picks up just his 3rd point this weekend. Let's have a look at the constructors. 135 points for Red Bull. They are 26 points clear of McLaren in second. Only gained 3 points over us in this race, though. We outperformed the car brilliantly. Alpine, disappointing for them. Just 6 points gained over the whole sprint weekend. Big points for Ferrari to try and close that gap back up. Mercedes hunting them down. 21 points for them, and big points for Aston Martin as well, keeping them close to Mercedes. Alfa Romeo jump up level on points with Haas, but Haas have had a higher place finish, which is why they're in 7th. No points for Williams. They drop down a place as a result of Alfa's 5 points, and AlphaTauri still yet to score. Into the pit stop competition, and we got the fastest stop with Ocon, but unfortunately we did not even get on the leaderboard with Norris. So a little bit of a missed opportunity there. Why was Norris? Oh yeah, Norris had a slow stop, didn't he? Over 3 seconds. So there you can see we do actually close down Red Bull by 3 points, but they're still a little way ahead of us. That'll be interesting at the end of the season if we can keep the pressure on them for that nice financial bonus. There it was, a stuck wheel nut scuppering Lando's chance to get some points for the team there as well. Right, this is what I've been looking forward to, the driver performances. We're going to look at Lando's first of all. So 13 successful overtakes, 6 failed, 1 successful defence, 4 failed. Good going forward for Lando. Let's have a look at Ocon. And Ocon, 22 successful overtakes, 15 failed, 9 successful defences and 5 failed. very busy afternoon for Ocon, but he drove fantastically, and some well-earned points for him. Right, in terms of bonuses, we pay out the squibbly bonus for Ocon again, and Lando gets his bonus as well. What did we fail? Was it qualifying? Yes, we failed the qualifying position because we couldn't get... Actually, what was the qualifying position? I think Ocon finished in outside the top 12. I think he qualified 13th, so that might be why we failed that. We end up with another 3.5 mil though, so that's good money that we need. And let's start making some more of those rear wings. So, next Grand Prix is in 4 days. I would like a spare. So let's get 2 and rush them, just in case we have a whoopsie in practice. There we go. So we will have rear wings on the car for Miami. The rest of the parts will not be ready until Imola. Oh, inspections failed. Let's see. The side pods are gone. We can replace those, and the suspension's gone. And we don't have any more suspensions of the up-to-date ones. So we have to roll back the suspension for the next Grand Prix. That's not so good. Alright, that's Ocon taken care of. Let's have a look at Norris. His underfloor's gone, so now he has to roll down to the older underfloor as well. Although we do have one of the new underfloors. Yeah, screw it. Let's give Norris the new underfloor, and we'll keep Ocon on the older underfloor. There we go. That rear wing will definitely need replacing after the next race. Well, actually they won't, because it won't be on the car. We'll be swapping it over. So let's take a quick look at our inbox before we end the night's stream. Gearbox in poor condition, we know about that. We've just dealt with the car inspection. Feature results for F2. Dino Begalovic getting himself a podium. Victor Martins winning. And Franco Colapinto in third. And we've got some details of Max. Let's have a look at Max's profile. This is going to be some obscene stats here. 98, 98 and 90. It's no wonder this guy's so quick. Wow, they are obscene. That's pure filth. Pure filth. And 100 on defending. Aggression average. Well, I suppose he has calmed down a bit over the last year or two. Overtaking 92, adaptability 92, control 94, smoothness 89, accuracy 86. Yeah, he's a beast, isn't he? Let's compare him to Lando. And Lando has the better control and the better smoothness and the better accuracy, but he's tied on reactions, but he gets trounced on defending, 4 points worse on overtaking, massively trounced on adaptability. It's pretty close on cornering, but he gets trounced on the braking as well. Yeah, Max is just a monster. Right. How long until we get the scouting on Leclerc? 18 days. So we may as well go ahead and... Who do we want to scout? I know we're scouting Behrman. Who else do we want to have a look at as a young driver to maybe promote? We've used Freddie Vesti before, plus we've promoted him into that seat at at Mercedes to replace Porsche when Porsche stepped up to replace Hamilton. So I don't want to poach him from a team we just signed him to. Isaac Hadjar is a reserve driver. We could definitely take a look at him. Zane Maloney is definitely one to consider as well, actually. As is Liam Lawson. Let's take a look at Zane Maloney. Right, there we go. And that is where we are going to end it for tonight. So, a stream without incident in terms of actually being able to complete it all in one sitting, which is nice. And what a race. I was really worried about our pace going into that Grand Prix once we had that factory fire. And I thought, now there go our upgrades, there goes our chance of being competitive. And in the end, we were just 3 seconds away from the win with Lando, and Ocon was very close to getting 4th place as well. So, yeah, an amazing performance from our drivers. They definitely outdrove the car because the car is, on paper, looking distinctly average. That said, the margins aren't as big because the field has definitely closed up this season, and it is massively going to close up next year with the regulation changes. So next season is going to be a real roller coaster, I think. But let's get through this one first. Let's keep pushing on. We'll have new rear wings at Miami, and then we'll have the new side pods, new underfloor, and new chassis available in on both cars at Imola, and that is where I expect to see some real pace. And that's where we're going to kind of ease off on developing this year's car and really focus heavily on research for next year, given the massive changes that are coming up. So be sure to join me on Monday next week for Miami. Have a good weekend. I will see you all for some more F1 Manager very soon.